Hi, everyone. My name is Felicia O'Keefe. I am the chair of the Massachusetts Library Association Youth Services section. I'm also the Teen Services Librarian at Westwood Public Library. Welcome to the Massachusetts Library Association Programmers, Planners section, and Youth Services section Children's Performer Showcase. So that is a mouthful, but thank you everyone for taking the time. With me is the chair of the Program Planners section, Mina Jane, as well as Julie Flager. We are pleased to bring you our very first Children's Performers Showcase, hopefully not the last. And today is all about STEAM, or I guess STE, because it was a struggle to find a performer who focuses around math. We are going to hopefully do some crowdsourcing and see what you guys have all done at your library, to see if we can share some ideas of what to do. But today you'll hear from 4 performers, each talking about what their company offers under the STEAM umbrella. Hopefully you'll discover something new and find a good fit for your library. The order in which you'll be hearing from them is science with Sandra Pearl and Seed Education, technology with Pete DeCant and One Up Games, engineering with Tim Merle and Buildware, and art with Lisa Walker and Janelle Scannell with Pop-Up Art School. We're not going to be taking questions live right now unless we have some time at the end, but if you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat and our performers will respond there. We will also be sending out a recap with a video link since this is being recorded, contact information for our performers, and the meeting chat, so you can see all those questions that were asked and answered, hopefully. So we hope you enjoy. We're going to start with our first performer, who is Sandra Pearl. She'll be talking about Seed Education and how you can bring science to your library.
Hello, everybody. I am Sandra Pearl. I am happy to be here with you to share what my organization does for science. So I am going to share my screen and guide you through some of what we can offer. Can everybody see that?
Yep, looks great.
Okay, great. So Seed Education is run by myself and my business partner, Dr. Liz Bless. We are both PhD scientists, so we're real scientists. We really work in labs. We also specialize in K-8 education. So we began Seed in 2017, and we work with K-8 aged participants. We do a lot of work in schools, but more relevant to today is that we also work with libraries and camps. So when we're at libraries and camps, our focus is totally on engaging students and getting them enthusiastic and curious about the world around them. We are a nonprofit organization, so often we are able to work with organizations and libraries through grant processes. We have a large collection of live programs we can offer, and I don't expect you to be able to read what you're seeing on the right-hand side. I'll highlight a few of those special programs, though. Our programs are usually about an hour long. We can take usually 20 or 25 participants. We have, as I mentioned, a huge variety of topics. My partner and I can both attend an event, and that way we can accommodate more participants, or you might, if you have a small library and you usually only get like 10 kids, then maybe perhaps you only need one of us. Our prices are really dependent on topic and materials and travel, but our base price for programs usually are $375 to $450 range. We do have also a pretty large collection of virtual programs that we can offer you, and take-home kits that I hope to get to at the end. So one area of programming that we offer is in the life sciences. So maybe some of these pictures kind of give you hints about what is in there. We love to work with fossils. So we have a nice collection of authentic fossils, including a really awesome megalodon tooth that students always love. We have students dig out fossils. We have them act as paleontologists and really see how you have to fit together the puzzle of finding fossils bit by bit. Another couple popular ones, we love to bring in mealworms, which might sound kind of gross if you're not a science person, but they're actually kind of like almost mini caterpillars. And they're a great way to think about lifestyle, but they're also a great way to think about how animals behave and animal body parts, especially for young participants. For the older crowd, we love to dissect owl pellets, which helps you find really cool bones in the sterilized owl pellets. And for older ages, more like middle school ages, we offer dissections. So we can dissect a frog or a cow eye or things that at first you might be like, no way. But we always, like 99% of the time, anybody who is hesitant at first finds those just fascinating by the end. We have a large group of forensic programs we can offer. So you can kind of have a little CSI program and get your young people thinking like a forensic scientist. We love to show people how to read their own fingerprints or how to pull an invisible fingerprint, for example, off of a glass. We also work on secret codes. So we teach them multiple secret codes, how to both encode and decode. And then we have kind of more advanced ones that might involve a blood forensic mystery, and that is totally safe forensic blood that we use. We talk about blood types, and we use that to solve a little pretend mystery. We are set to do that at a library near Halloween, which is kind of fun. They wanted kind of the blood Halloween thing. We also offer a lot of chemistry. So students love to see things foam up or do little mini explosion things. So we have some bubbling chemistry. We also can kind of uniquely bring in dry ice, which we kind of work really safely with the kids on different kind of little ways to observe what the dry ice is doing, in particular, how it changes directly from a solid to a gas. If it's outdoor weather, we love to get outside, and we can launch rockets where we talk about gases and pressures and how they build up to create the launch power you need. We also love to do magic tricks. So many magic tricks are based actually on science. So we have several that we kind of show the kids as a trick, and then we teach them how to do it. We have some that change colors. We can make things disappear. Then we have sort of a miscellaneous category, which are physical science ones. There's a few biomedical kind of engineering ones built in there. So we can do things related to space or sound, light. We can build a little prosthetic limb for a dog. We can talk about animal superpowers. Lots of, one picture I see is for our earthquake tables. We have kind of fun earthquake tables, and students need to design something that can withstand the earthquake. And so we learn about earthquakes and tectonic plates and the Richter scale and those kinds of activities. This summer, I see the libraries have a Find Your Voice summer theme going on. And so ones that would kind of be directly relevant to that, we learn how sound happens, what you do to make sound, and the role of vibrations and energy in sound. Some of our animal superpower mini activities address directly animal sounds. And then along with that theme, there are some of our activities that address human roles on the world around them as part of the Find Your Voice and Speak Out and Take Care of Your World. Then I had mentioned one of our matched themes. We're really happy to match a theme if your library has one going on. So in the past, we have matched themes to the great outdoors. That was last year. We have had libraries ask us to match a nursery rhyme theme. So we came up with some activities related to that. And I had mentioned the spooky Halloween one where they asked us to do something with the synthetic blood. We have some at-home science kits that were super popular during COVID and still remain popular. So these are material kits that we've prepared ahead that we bring to the library. Then participants would pick up the kit at the library and they would watch a video that Dr. Bless and I have created, which tells them exactly how to use the materials that are in their kit. So these are great for homeschoolers, for people that can't get to a 3:30 event at your library, but might want to do it on their own time or might want to do it with their whole family. The pricing on that is really dependent on the materials we're using. Our fossil kit, for example, has 5 authentic fossils in it, so that kit would cost more than some of the others. Here's 2 examples of, you can see what would be in some of these kits. So we guide students through cleaning up an oil spill, and that's the kit on the right. So each kit probably averages 10 or 15 material items in there. And then the video would tell them exactly what to do with it. The topics listed on the left are some of those that we have existing take-home science kits for. We also can do virtual programs. So pretty much any of the ones we just mentioned for at home, which are listed here again, can be done as a virtual. So we are happy to set up a Zoom and have students log in. Shown is the somebody making circuitry. So we can be reached by email. Mine is sandy@seededucation.net. We are happy to speak with you, and I will look into the chat and answer some questions. And I thank the Library Association for inviting me today.
Thank you so much, Sandra. All right, now we are up to technology. So I'm going to invite Pete DeCant and One Up Games to come talk about what they've got going on.
Thank you very much, Felicia, and thank you, Mina, for doing this and putting this together. My name is Peter DeCant, and I am the co-owner and manager of One Up Games on the Go. And One Up Games is a community gaming center in actually Plainville, Massachusetts, and where players can come do hourly gameplay and play all day on every type of system. We have a used game store, and we do all kinds of tournaments and events there. And we thought, we love to bring gamers together as a community aspect. We think, how can we bring this to our communities? And libraries really fit that bill. And we were able to bring our ideas and love for gaming and players together from local communities. And we have the pleasure of working with, I think, 113 Massachusetts libraries. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quickly. Hopefully we can see this. So if everyone can see this, I'll get right into it. So we have basically two types of programmings that we do. We do in-person and we do virtual. So we have in-person gaming events. We have in-person learn to play events, which have really taken off. And then we have our online virtual events. So our in-person gaming events, which so many libraries have taken part, and we're so thankful for that. We can do single game tournaments, games like Smash and Mario Kart. We even do Fortnite tournaments, and these are in-person events where we bring everything to you. The only thing we don't bring are tables, chairs, and electricity, of course, and Wi-Fi or internet. Public Wi-Fi works fine for any of our events, and really all we need is one electrical outlet to power our entire setup. And people are like, really, just one? Yes, just one. So single game tournaments are always a hit. Our most popular in-person gaming event actually is the Open Gameplay with VR. So this offers and brings in the broadest amount of gamers, and we work with children of all ages from 6 usually where it starts to 99. But our Open Gameplay with VR brings every system. So that's Nintendo Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and virtual reality to your library. We have about 12 to 15 setups that we bring. We take care of everything, from setup of the tables and chairs to setup of the equipment and tear down as well. But Open Gameplay is our most popular event because, like I said, it attracts the broadest range of gamers. So whether you're a Switch gamer, Xbox gamer, everyone can come together. And we actually just did an amazing event in Sterling, Mass yesterday where we had upwards of 45 players of all ages come, and it was really a tremendous success. One of the other ones we do that's in person is History of Nintendo, and this brings a walkable, playable museum to your library of every single Nintendo system from the original NES all the way to the latest system, which is Switch. And each system is the original system with the original controllers, with the big CRT TVs we bring as well, just to make it that much more authentic. This is really a great family event. It can be an adult retro event, but this is a really great family event where parents can kind of bring their kids and say, listen, this is the system I used to play on when I was a kid. And we've seen great success with this. It's a lot of fun. Each system has a informational card with it, like that gives information about when the system came out, how many units were sold, the hopes and dreams of Nintendo for that system. So it's very educational as well as fun. So beyond all the retro systems that we have set up, we do have another setup of just Switches with emulators. So as people want to continue playing their original Mario Brothers game that we all grew up on, you can go over to a Switch, which has an emulator for all Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo with controllers, original controllers as well, so they can continue playing. I do want to say that all of our in-person events are 3 hours. The only thing, our virtual events are 2 hours. So every single in-person gaming event that I'm going to talk about right now is 3 hours. We also do VR only events where we bring 8 virtual reality headsets, and we can either do this as a tournament or kind of an open VR play. And VR is hugely successful, especially for players who don't have the opportunity to play it. They're able to come together and play and try out all the games they hear about. So that's a really popular event right now. I do say that VR only or any VR is recommended for ages 8 and up, just for one, the size of the VR headset fitting on a smaller child's head. And plus there are a lot of things that you do need to read in the VR menus. So, but if somebody younger than 8 does want to play, what I usually do is put the headset on them, sit them in a chair and put them on a virtual roller coaster. And 95% of them absolutely love it. And 5% are terrified immediately and get right off. But we still have a lot of fun with it. We also do custom gaming events. So anything you can dream up, whether it's Halloween related or Christmas related or anything, we can design and work with you. So as far as prices for that go, everything's kind of measured from our game center in Plainville. It's $125 an hour. And that's everything within 1 hour from our game center, and anything outside is $150 per hour, and that there's no travel fees or anything else associated with the cost. So a gaming event within 1 hour from us would cost $375. And then if you're outside that 1 hour radius, it would cost $450. One of the new and exciting things that are coming late May for us is our mini golf, and it's an LED light up mini golf, and it's super portable. So we can set these up inside or outside, daytime or nighttime, because they all light up. We will have glow in the dark balls and clubs as well. And we're really excited to be bringing this to the library system. We already have a lot of bookings for it too, which is really awesome. But as you can see in some of the pictures, the holes all light up individually and they're very mobile, and we're able to set that up in about 30 minutes, which we're excited about. So the prices are there. The 400 is for within side for 9 holes, is for within an hour, and 475 for everything outside of an hour. And then there's 18 holes we can do. And then GG's is our gaming and golf package. So this is where we bring 9 holes of LED gaming golf along with the gaming setup. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. And that's hugely popular as well. So we're really excited. That's coming late May. It's actually being custom designed for us and shipping, and we should get it early May. Our next part is our Learn to Play in-person events. So these have been wildly popular as well and very successful. So we came up with these because we know that every kid has Pokemon cards, because it started with Learn to Play Pokemon, and they don't know how to play. You know, even my kids, they get off the bus, look at my new Pokemon cards. We are a Pokestop at our game center, and we do sell Pokemon stuff at our game center as well. So we wanted to teach the kids actually how to play the game. So we came up with Learn to Play Pokemon, where the kids can have up to 10 players or 10 to 16, where the kids come in, they can bring their cards, they'll have time to trade afterwards, and we teach them how to play the game. They all leave with a brand new starter deck, as well as prizes from each event, whether it's a Learn to Play mat or a battle token. So they leave with a whole lot of stuff, which is really exciting. At the end of the event, they have time to trade all of their cards. But our promise is that they will learn to play the actual game by the time they leave. We also offer Learn to Play Magic the Gathering, which is an up and coming game. We have had a few people do the Learn to Play Magic, and it's the exact same thing. They'll leave with starter decks and the knowledge to play the game as well. So the prices are down there at the bottom. Everything within 1 hour is $325 for up to 10 players, and then $350 for outside 1 hour. And of course, 10 to 16 is $400 or $425. We also offer virtual events as well. And this really got started and obviously took off during COVID, where we couldn't do anything in person. And what we're seeing now is there was a big dive in virtual events as far as gaming, and because everyone was sick of it, which I totally understand, but now we're seeing it go way up. And I really want to show you the Game Together program, which we created. It's an exclusive library program. You can do a custom virtual event, which is $100 an hour, and they're all 2 hours, or you can get entry into our Game Together program. So what we were doing is we were doing virtual events with libraries and seeing 12 players or 18 players. And I thought, why can't we just game together? Why can't all the library players get together and game together? So we created the Game Together program, where $200 gets you into the program. You get to create your own custom virtual event, but you also get access to all the other libraries who are participating in the program and all of their virtual events. So you will be sent registration links, marketing images, marketing descriptions for every single event that comes up through an email, for a group email for Game Together. We actually have one tonight. It's a Fortnite tournament that's happening. And this one was put on by by Sonia over at the Uxbridge Free Public Library, who enters one Game Together event every single month. She's absolutely amazing. We have about 6 libraries in there right now, and we have Mario Kart tournaments and Fortnite tournaments and planned throughout the year. So $200 gets you into that, and it basically gets you a year of virtual program just for $200. We take care of the prizes. We supply $40 in prizes for the winners, so that way you don't have to worry like, I know that sometimes supplying prize money you want to keep in your community, but we offer the prizes, so that's not really an issue for you. We created packages for libraries as well, just because we understand the funding that libraries have, whether it's a cultural grant or friends group or the fiscal year, to lower the price of every single event. So our most popular here is the Luigi, and this is a 4-event package, and it takes $75 off each event. So for example, if you did one event for $375, each event would be $300 in the package. So there's no need to prepay. Every event is invoiced separately, and you kind of have a year to complete the package from the date of your first event. So some libraries say, well, maybe I want to try one event because I don't know how well it's going to be received. So they pay the $375 for that first event. They say, this is really great, I want to do the Luigi. So what we do is take that $375 into the $1,200 and subtract it. It's $825, and we prorate the remaining 3 events. So the remaining 3 events would be $275. We do an 8-event Mario package as well, and this kind of helps us and you as well with planning. So maybe you want to do one in the spring, one for summer reading, one for the fall, and then one for December vacation. Totally fine. And like I said, there's no reason to prepay at all. It just helps us with planning and helps you with planning as well. So if you would like to know more about any of this information, you can visit our website. It's www.onthego.games, or you can contact me through email, which is onthego@oneupgames.net, or you can call me. I will always welcome a phone call, because sometimes there are a lot of questions that emails do not cover, or you have to go back and forth 30 times. So a phone call works as well. Our number is 508-974-7777. And I'm more than happy to send anybody that wants more information. I have a requested email that goes out, and it has everything that I just spoke about and more information on all the events specifically. So we will be at the upcoming MLA conference, and so please find our booth and come say hi. We already work with you, and we look forward to working with more of you as well. And thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Pete, for sharing all of that. All right, we are moving along. We are up to E for engineering. So I'm going to hand it over to Tim Merle and to talk about Buildware.
Awesome. Hey everyone, my name's Tim. I'm the creator and owner of Buildware. And yeah, first, just huge shout out to Mina, to Julie, to Felicia, everyone that put this event together. It's not often that like vendors like us get a chance to share what we do in this context. So just super appreciative of it. And yeah, looking forward to sharing more. So as long as everyone can see my screen over here, all set with that.
Looks great.
Awesome. Yeah, so I created the program back in 2016, and over the last, I would say 7 years, we visited over 100 community centers, libraries, schools, just all over New England, everywhere from wicked rural libraries in the middle of New Hampshire, all the way into inner city schools in Boston and down in Southern Connecticut. Pretty much anywhere events are run, we run at events. And over the last, I would say the last handful of years, really been picking up and doing a lot more events in the library space. So before I get more into details about the program itself and what we do, I think it would just be great to share a video, a short 1-minute video that just sort of gets a general impression, a general vibe of the program, and then I can kind of go into more detail from there. So I'm just going to make sure I can share my sound, and here we go.
It's sort of like exercise for your brain almost. It's just a time to be really creative and be yourself.
You would think it only appeals to kids, but it's actually really fun to play as an adult too.
It's sort of like a video game to them, and they totally buy into that concept.
My favorite part was it was interesting to watch how they thought and what they created. Really fun seeing the other people in the space too and what they built.
After a week or two, you might think the novelty would wear off, but because the materials were always changing, the actual doing was different every time.
Well, I learned that I can build better than I thought I could, and I learned that it's easier to like build things when you're like imagining it instead of just building what someone tells you to.
So what is Buildware? A lot of stuff in that video. I'll go into some more specifics now. So basically, during the program, participants are given little kits filled with building materials, some with Legos, some with toys like Plus or Magnet tiles, and a bunch of stuff that I design and my team designs in-house for the program. And the whole activity is structured sort of like almost like a game show or a video game, where we have a whole audio visual setup that guides the participant through these different building waves of kits. So the first wave is a certain set of materials, the next wave is a certain set of materials, and we do around like 8 waves per event. And one of the real emphasis when I was designing the program is just as a way to boost the creative confidence of everyone that plays. You heard that girl in the video say, I learned that I can build better than I thought I could. That's pretty much like the core essence of the program. And it's honestly, that's the kind of music to my ears when I hear that after coming out of an event. And basically, the best way to describe it is just like a wicked high energy building event. It's kind of hard to explain, but hopefully the video gave it a little more explanation there. So what are the core values of this program? The first, like I mentioned, creative confidence. It's an opportunity for people in a safe space to just build and try new things with different materials that they may have never built with before. And in a bunch of different little, like I said, like these waves of activity where you get some new stuff and you get some new stuff and you get some new stuff and you gotta see what you can build. Specifically related to this talk and why I think I was invited to this presentation is that I really emphasize, like, while we have stuff that's like kind of video game or game show-esque happening on the screen of the display, it's all hands-on. It's all in terms of like what the participants are doing. It's all hands-on, tactile, 3-dimensional thinking, building a tower, it falls down, you got to build another one, and you got to think about where you're going to put the pieces and everything like that, which are obviously core engineering skills. And we actually work with a couple curriculum like engineering consultants to kind of shape the program and see, okay, how can we even introduce more of these concepts into the program? The third, like, really important value is process over product. Like, what I'm trying to emphasize with the program is that the process of making, the process of building is more important than what we actually build. It's about just engaging with that sort of inner creative spirit that we all have, and just kind of just exploring that. And like I said, with these materials that no one can fail with. They're just pieces that go together in certain ways. And it's just all about emphasizing the process of building, the process of making is always enough. And another super important value is social and emotional resilience, in the sense that during this program, we have a lot of opportunities, and the whole, like, sort of the concept for me behind designing it in these waves of activities that, like, let's say during the second wave of materials, your tower fell down and you're 5 years old and you're super upset and you can't process that dissonance of, oh my gosh, my tower fell apart. The whole program is structured as a bunch of victories and perhaps failures, one after another, that we have an opportunity to, you know, share with the students, share with everyone that participates, like those really kind of micro teachable moments of, like, yeah, that really stinks when your tower falls down, but remember, like, we're getting some new stuff. We're going to try again. We're going to pick ourselves up and get back in there and make some more builds. And finally, which I'll get to more in a bit, but this idea of intergenerational family play. You saw in the video that there were adults playing alongside children, and just children playing, or just adults playing. Beyond people coming up to me at the end and saying, like, I didn't realize I could build like that, the other super kind of heartwarming lines that I get after events is when a parent comes up to me and is like, yeah, like I played with Legos on the carpet with my kid, maybe after dinner for, like, you know, like 15 minutes or something, but I've never, like, built with him or played with her for an hour straight. And it's, I don't know, it's like a unique opportunity for families to engage in that way. So what kind of events do we do? So we do standalone workshops, typically 50 minutes to an hour, depending on, you know, how it goes, like the group and just, I don't know, how late people show up and stuff like that. And we also do multi-week programs. So this is commonly what we do in schools. For example, like, we'll pick like 6 Tuesdays in a row and do, like a 6-week series. And, like, let's say that week 1 is kind of, it's phrased like level 1 of the game, where we have certain material kits, and then week 2 would be level 2 of the game, where there's different kits and different materials, et cetera, et cetera. And it really is depending on, like, how many weeks you are looking for your library. We can do 4-week programs, 6-week programs, 8-week programs, 10-week programs. We have the curriculum for all of that. And yeah, so it's, basically like one-off workshops and multi-week programs. So what ages? We do every age group above kindergarten age, so ages 5+. So we do children's events, we do teen events. Like I said, we do intergenerational family events, where we would market it like a build with your family day, or build with your grandparents day, or whatever, however you want to. I mean, you know your community best, so however you would want to pitch that to your community. But the intergenerational events are super popular at libraries and, like, YMCAs and community centers, places where families are meeting and families are interacting. And we also do adult events, like adult team building, or if you want to, you know, if you have a staff at your library, you want to do something fun and you want to have just a time to build and suss out who is, you know, is she really the most creative one here? Or I don't know, doing those team building events, you're always surprised, like, what people come up with. And whenever we do programs in schools, teachers are always popping their head in and being like, what's going on in here? Can we do this too? So yeah, we do pretty much every age group. And how many participants per group? So it's like approximately 20 participants per group. And if you had a community size that you would expect would be larger than that, and what we typically do is like back-to-back groups. So if we had if you wanted to do it for 40 people, then we would do 2 back-to-back groups with obviously a discount for the second group, since we'd already be on site. What are the typical room setups? This is just pictures from last February, this most recent February vacation. I think I personally went to 16 libraries in 6 days, which is a world record for me, but we've done every possible room configuration, whether it be those wicked old upstairs at Carnegie libraries with 2-prong outlets, or really nice big program rooms with a huge projector and stuff. All we require is tables and chairs. We bring all the materials, and even if your library doesn't have a projector or a display, we will always bring our own projector as well, just in case. But yeah, that's just a sample of all the rooms we've been to. And where do we go? We go all over New England. So Massachusetts is definitely, we're based in Boston, so we go all over Mass. And like I said, also Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Hampshire. And there's pretty much nowhere we won't go, even way out in the Cape, way out in the Berkshires. We go everywhere. So how to book? So you can just go to buildwave.com. On the website, there's a booking request form, and we'll get back to you. Myself and my team will get back to you shortly. And in terms of price, the prices are for the one-off workshop is $325 plus a $25 travel fee. And then for the multi-week series, it just depends like how many weeks you'd want to do, like what the group size you would expect the group size to be. And we would kind of just figure out a price from there, but it would always be a discount from that standalone workshop price. So each event in that series would be less than $325. But yeah, everyone, thanks so much for the opportunity. And yeah.
Thanks so much, Tim, for sharing all of that. All right, we are up to A in STEAM. So we are up to Pop-Up Art School, and Lisa Walker and Janelle Scannell are going to talk about that. So I will hand it over to them. Lisa and Janelle, are you guys all set? Okay. You're just muted.
Okay, hello. So I'm Lisa from Pop-Up Art School, and we are a mobile and virtual art school, and I have my business partner Janelle here. And we are entering our 9th year of business, and we've taught over 1,500 programs, mostly in public libraries. We're both artists. Janelle typically develops all the classes that we have on our website, and I usually do more of the communication, the email communication, that sort of thing, and booking programs. So and we split things 50-50. One of us will show up at the workshop, or the other person will, and sometimes we can come together too if you want to have 2 teachers and more people at your program. So we also have a 3rd teacher, which we just hired. We are based in Weymouth, Massachusetts, so we have a travel zone within which we go, but we have a teacher on the North Shore now, named Lara. And that means that you won't have to pay the travel fee if you're in her travel area on the North Shore. So we typically teach over 250 programs a year. And I know that many of you wear many hats. We're here for a kids showcase, but we also teach teens and adults. And the most popular classes that we have for teens and adults are needle felting. So I'm doing the introduction, and then Janelle's going to show you some of the projects, and then I'll come back and I'll talk a little bit about where we go, how much it costs, that sort of thing.
All right, great, thanks.
Sure.
Thanks for having us. It's great that you are letting us talk about our programs to the librarians in person here, rather than just going to our websites. You get to see Lisa and I in person, and because we're the ones that are going to be working with your patrons and getting them excited about art. And I know from librarians telling us in the past that that's always the thing that the kids are asking for when they say, what do you want to have for programs in your library? And a lot of times they'll say art. So it's great that we get to do this. We love our job so much, and we love teaching in the libraries especially. So I'm going to show you some of the things that we do. The kind of materials that we use is painting, drawing, clay, and we also do needle felting. And for kids, not so much. The youngest you can go with needle felting is 11. But if you have trouble getting kids to come into a program, if you want to have both kids and teens, or getting tweens, then maybe we can fit in some kind of needle felting, or any of the other projects too. You can have both kids and teens doing that. So I'm going to show you examples of some of the programs that we've developed for the summer. And we change our programs all the time. So it's always good to keep going back to our website to see what we have on there. I'm going to show you some of the things we have for the summer. So for painting, usually we will come with canvases that are pre-drawn with an image. That way the kids can either go exactly like how we have it presented, or they're able to be creative and change it, because that's the one thing we always try to tell the kids is that please feel free to go off and do your own thing and be creative with the projects. We also have, this is a new one for this summer, where we want to work with kindness and feeling good about yourself. And so we have this nice one with the rainbows giving this little dark cloud a hug. And this, another thing too, is, you can always do other kind of things with this painting. Mm-hmm. It's all acrylic paint. We come with all the materials. We set everything up We clean everything up. We take pictures of everything when the class is over, and we will send you all the photos because it's always good to get it out there on social media to let everybody know what you're doing at the library. Some other things for clay this year. So for Speak Your Voice, thank you. Speak Your Voice, we have some different things that fit in with that theme. So this is clay, it's terracotta air dry clay. It's very easy to work with. We've been experimenting a lot with this clay and we found it works great for library programs. So here's an example of one. Here's another example where we have stamps so they can stamp in messages or words and here. And as you can see, you can do lots of different varieties with this. And we're always amazed with the ideas that the kids come up with. We'll show them this and they're like, oh wait, I'm gonna try to make it to look like my pet cat or something that's special to them. And they get to take home something. And plus we think it's great that they're getting to use their hands and do things that are tactile. And you know how it is in libraries when the kids will come and they don't know each other. And then when they all start getting into their hands and working with things, all of a sudden they're talking to each other, they've made new friends, and then they try to come to more programs in the future, hoping they'll make, see their new friends they just made. Another clay project we have is the clay bee. And this is perfect for STEAM because we usually start with a presentation to either show what we're going to be doing or also to show the steps. For this one, we're going to have a presentation to talk about bees and how they work as a team. And this is for the I Read theme, if you're doing the I Read theme, which is all together now. So we're going to talk about how the bees work together. And also they're going to make this hexagon, which also works well with math. This is great for science. And they also get to make these great bees using air dry clay.
It's also going to make a great picture at the end because you can stack the shapes and all the bees will be together.
Yes, definitely. Speaking of great pictures, we also have this one. This is more of paper art, three-dimensional. It doesn't go with any themes this summer, but this is to make their own dragon. We'll have all the materials for them to build this, and then at the end we can have everyone gets to put their little dragon heads on. And this is going to make a great picture too,
for sure.
You see them all walking out of the library at the end with these crazy dragon heads on. And these are another thing that's just good. We say, here's an example, but go off and do your own thing. And that's always a fun thing too, especially if the parents will hang around and they want to get into it and they make some too. Here's one of the younger needle felting. So if you have tweens that you want to try to get introduced into needle felting, this is two-dimensional. It has a little bit of three-dimensional with the tongue on here, but you can see we have a little voice bubble so they can kind of add their own little thing to it. Needle felting is very popular right now, especially with the teens and the adults too. So if you have teens, we've started doing these patches, which is great to do because it's an introduction to needle felting, but it's two-dimensional. But then they can take this and add it to clothing. So we have like a whole series of different rainbow things that they can do. And last, I have this little bubble tea because I've noticed a lot of libraries are now having a make your own bubble tea kind of class, and this would be a great thing to kind of tie into it. Let me see, is any other questions? So those are the materials that we use. Those are just a few of the supplies. Some of the projects that we do, but if you go to our website and you go under kids or teens or any of them, it'll have all of the projects. We also have drawing programs. We have very popular is how to draw different Pokemon characters, where we do Pokemon trivia at the same time. And every time we found that kids end up showing up with all the clothes and the dolls and the books, and they all compare, what their favorite characters are, while also learning how to draw the different characters. Am I missing any other ones there? We do, there's so many fun things. We do watercolor painting. We do have one watercolor program for kids, and then we have a more selection of those for teens and adults. So maybe Lisa can tell you a little bit about the pricing and where we go.
Yeah, and so everything I'm going to talk about is on our website. If you go to libraries and groups at popupartschool.com and you scroll down past all the pictures, you'll see all the pricing. And there's a map that shows sort of our travel area as well. Like I said, we're based in Weymouth, Massachusetts. So we have 3 types of programs we offer. The most popular right now is in-person, of course. And our program prices range from $250 to $325. In-person classes are 90 minutes long for 15 students, but if you want to allow for up to 30 students, you can hire an additional teacher, which is $75. And so that's in person. Then we have virtual or hybrid. We did hundreds of virtual classes during COVID. And we, at that point, got into making kits. So the kits are mailed to you for free. And we show up to the class that's 60 minutes long. And each person learns from home with their kit. We could also do a hybrid situation with the library as well. The third type, which is new for us, is pre-recorded. So if we're not in your travel zone, let's say you're way out in Western Mass, this is a good option for you. It's also really good for smaller libraries that have a hard time getting 15 people to come on one day at a particular time. So pre-recorded videos are professionally produced, and there's 2 camera angles, and we go through the entire project. You get the use of the video for 30 days. And you can use it 2 ways. You can do watch and create events at your library. You could do 1 or 2 or as many as you want, really. And then other people can learn from home. And you get the video link, which you either use at your library, or you can give the link to your patrons and they can use it at home. And those come with 15 kits, which again, we mail for free to your library. And in terms of where we travel to, again, we're in Weymouth, so we have a zone within which we travel, which again, you can look at the map at the bottom, that we travel to for free. But once we get past like 95, then we charge a $50 travel fee. And then once we get past Worcester, it goes up from there. And then, like I said, we have another teacher on the North Shore, Lara, and she lives in Gloucester and works in Beverly. So within that certain driving zone that she has, she doesn't charge anything for driving. And then once she goes past a certain area, she charges $50. And she's also willing to go up into southeastern New Hampshire as well. We're very thankful that Felicia, Julie, and Mina invited us. I'm really excited to be here. And like I said, everything is on our website. You'll see my email all over the website, lisa@popupartschool.com. You could also call me at 781-626-0934 if you prefer to talk on the phone. So thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you both for sharing all of that. That was great. So we have cycled through all of the great performers that we were able to get to come. Finally, we're up to M of STEAM, which is math. And that was a hard topic to pin down a performer for. So we are crowdsourcing this one. If anyone has any math related programs that they've put on at their library for children in like grade 6 and below, feel free to type it in the chat. We'll share that, and then we'll also be sharing that throughout, like when we share the chat with everyone after this is over, that those programs and all that information would be in there. So if anyone has any math related programs that they've done, please feel free to type it in the chat now. And then I know, I believe Julie has been kind of organizing all of the questions and the answers that have been sent. So I believe that we might be sharing that afterwards as well, just because I know the chat is a little hard to kind of go through sometimes to figure out what's happening. Yeah, Carol mentioned the Crazy 8 Club. That is one that we reached out to. For anyone who doesn't know, I have not done it, so I could be wrong, but I believe that it is a company that sends you all of the information you would need for running your own like math type program. They'll send everything. I believe it's almost like a class that you can help run, but they have everything on their website that you can email them, and they'll send you all of the materials for a like self-run program. So that's Crazy 8 Club, I believe. Yes, and it is all free. Claire also sent the URL for that. So that seems like a popular one. I did try to contact them to see if they would come and talk to us about it, but I think they're based out of New Jersey. So, you know, obviously it is more virtual that way of sending everything. And thank you to everyone who has sent all of our performers who have sent their contact information in the chat. We appreciate that. All right. It seems like Crazy 8 Club is one of the bigger ones. Pete, you are correct. Minecraft makes an amazing math resource as well. It kind of has a little bit of everything. So a great Steam option is to do like a Minecraft club. Yeah, so
ask, Felicia, this is Mina. How would you do a Minecraft program? Would you have to get a server?
I am not as familiar. I used to do a Minecraft program. I used to help run it, but someone else would do all of like the technology side. It really, my opinion, it comes down to having the amount of computers that you would need, because it's way more fun if everyone has one. I believe you can just, like, there are servers out there that you can join. That does get tricky then you don't know who else is in it. So I know you can make a server that's like for your library only, and that way it would like even save what the kids are doing in that server, and no one else would really be able to change anything. But I am not positive everything that you would have to go into doing a Minecraft program. If Pete wants to say anything, feel free.
Yes, I was just going to say we can absolutely help you out with that idea. We can bring upwards of 12 to 15 monitors, and every system we have contains Minecraft on it. We do have a realm that is a private realm, and we do have a server that can hold up to 60 people that we would be more than happy to design something. I did put a link in the website, in the chat, I mean, to a website, which is just education.minecraft.net, where they don't have just math. They have a lot of educational opportunities through Minecraft. I'd be more than happy to talk with anyone about designing something who would like to do something with Minecraft and math, and helping you get that program. You can just contact me, we can talk about it, and we could absolutely help you out with that.
Thank you, Pete. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Actually, there's another question from Carol about that, about needing bandwidth for a Minecraft thing. Hi, Pete.
Hi. So I can tell you that even on public Wi-Fi, we can run a Fortnite tournament, which is going to take up way more bandwidth, with 15 players in person and another 40 virtually, all at the same time from location on the library. We've done it countless times, more than I can count. So bandwidth doesn't tend to be an issue. We haven't encountered an issue in our hundreds and hundreds of events with libraries yet. And we've run some pretty intense games. So I think Fortnite is one of those games that's going to take a lot more bandwidth than Minecraft would. We've also run a lot of Minecraft tournaments where we use our server and we use our realm, and all the kids are playing in these games that we create through our realm, and they can go in there and compete with each other, like ice boat racing and tag and hide and go seek and things like that. So I haven't encountered a bandwidth issue yet. So I don't see that being an issue, but you never know. But I wouldn't think that Minecraft would pose that issue.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. What's great, it seems like, about all of our performers here are they are willing to work with you all on like coming up with different ideas. And if it's something that, you know, you want to go with a theme, that they're happy to try to figure it out. So definitely take a look at the chat and see, you know, the questions, see their contact information, reach out to them, and kind of, you know, see what they have going on. I am gonna kind of keep leaving the chat so like people can talk about it, but and share some information. But I do also want to just like thank everyone, thank all the performers for sharing their ideas. Thank you to everyone in the chat for asking questions, making people think about things maybe they didn't, and then also sharing some resources and ideas of things that they've done at their library. I'd also like to thank Mina and Julie and Robert for helping make this a possibility. And if or when we do our next Children's Performer Showcase, we will definitely let everybody know about this. As a reminder, the MLA Annual Conference is coming up on May 8th and 9th in Falmouth, Massachusetts. Registration is now open. And then as a heads up, because this is the Children's Showcase, the bulk of youth services presentations will be on Tuesday, May 9th. So if you are also, a youth services person and you can only come to one day, I highly suggest Tuesday. And then as a little plug, our YSS annual meeting will be during the lunch break on Tuesday, May 9th. So if you're coming, I hope you consider joining us. And then just a final thank you. Thank you to our performers. Thank you for taking the time out of everyone's day to join us. But thank you so much. And, hope to see you guys all soon. And I hope you bring these performers to your library. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.